There are two real big issues. One has to do with affordability, and the second is which relates to affordability are all the subsidies that we're giving to these rich corporations that are coming into Austin. Our affordability is really impacted by these subsidies. People don't realize it. We're giving, we gave $8.6 million to Apple Corporation, who's a $100 billion cash rich in the bank company. And I don't know that they really need our welfare for their big corporation. And, we also have given $13 million to the Formula One in abatements of fee waivers for utilities that are going out there. And also we gave a $4 million subsidy to this big hotel downtown, Marriott, that was going to come here anyway. And I sit here and I listen to the incumbents, I listen to the mayor, listen to the other incumbents, and they say, well, these were cash positive transactions for the city. But you know what? I really challenge that. And if we just look at the results, our Austin Energy is apparently going broke $2 million a week, and that doesn't seem very cash positive. And as a consequence, of all these subsidies, why aren't we seeing this benefit if this has been such a great policy over the last 3 to 5 years? So that's a big problem. And citizens of Austin are really unhappy with this. We don't see why our tax dollars are going to a bunch of rich people. I would be very judicious in the subsidies. I think we have to cherry pick very carefully the industries that we want to bring to Austin and make sure that they are doing their part as a corporate citizen. And so you look at the model that the city council is using to calculate the economic benefit from this. That model is severely flawed. One of the components that they do not consider in that model, they're losing that what I would call disposable income just left and right because it's so many different things, the economy and prices are going up, grocery store prices, all of it. And we don't help when we increase our electric rates and we increase our water rates. So the other thing that we have committed to doing, and many of the city council members have been asked to do this for years at all these, when elections come up, then the neighborhoods have asked for this and the real estate industries asked for it. We need a city exemption for homestead exemption. We have our homeowners today get exemptions from the county. A lot of large cities in the United States and in Texas will give city exemptions. And so we've proposed that to help kind of that lower income class. It's not going to help so much if you have a $400,000 home, a $35,000, tax exemption is not going to give you that much. But someone who's starting out, new homeowners, young couples, people that are trying to move out of apartments, trying to get into a home for their families, this will be a huge impact for them in that low income range. I spent a lot of time down at City Council testifying against the rate increase, the very first one they proposed that was such a huge burden to nonprofits and our churches here in town. It was just totally something they could not manage financially. So I spoke out against this. We were down at City Hall until about midnight and back in January. I don't think the City of Austin, our residents actually support urban rail because when you see those trains go by and you're stopped at that cross area where the trains come over, there's nobody riding it. So from a financial standpoint, from a business standpoint, that it is not supporting itself. And the city council just voted for a $5.7 million expansion of the urban rail out to Leander to downtown over the weekends to deal with traffic. Well, last time I checked, traffic's not a big issue on the weekends in the evenings. Giving $5.7 million to Capital Metro to extend this service to Leander over the weekends. And that's a lot of money to do that. There's a good reason and a real reason they're doing this. The good reason is we want to try to help traffic on the weekend evenings, and I'm not sure I understand that one. But the real reason is they want to increase ridership, get the numbers up before this bond election for the rail. I don't think this is the solution for our traffic issues. I think there's a lot more creative and cheaper solutions to our traffic issues, which are a big issue right now. We're one of the worst in the nation for traffic. And when 130 was built, the toll road, the benefit that the citizens were told were we were going to divert traffic onto 130, large trucks and commercial vehicles. We've not done that. That is something we were promised, and something that's not happened. That would be a much cheaper solution to, let's say, give incentives or give free toll for these trucks to go around Austin. You would relieve relieve traffic on I-35, which would also relieve some traffic on Mopac because people go to Mopac because of 35. So I say let's try this. Let's try some rapid bus transit. Let's try some high occupancy lanes on Mopac instead of the toll Mopac, the toll roads that they want to do. We've already paid for that. And people are furious. 76% of Austinites says we do not want toll roads. We've had it. So I think there's some other solutions that are a lot cheaper and a lot more logical and creative. I've been in support of 10-1 from a long time ago. I've testified to the Charter Revision Committee on the 10-1 plan. My opponent was really for the hybrid initially. He got a lot of pressure because of competition. Competition's actually good in elections, and he got talked to, and he changed his mind on the 10-1. And you can look at documentation of this in questionnaires that he's answered prior to the last probably 2 weeks. So 10-1's a big issue. If you look, there was a survey done in October last year, a geographical survey across the city that said it was 1,300 residents, and what issues geographically were people were most dissatisfied with, and it was traffic. North and South showed real dissatisfaction with traffic, as you can expect. Also, dissatisfaction levels of how our tax dollars are spent across the city. North and South were not real happy with how our tax dollars are being spent. And I've had comments from people during the campaign is like, I think we have enough art downtown. Can we get some sidewalks and storm drains in South Austin and East Austin? So I think, when the council members are focused in this one area, they don't really have to experience the issues. They really don't have citizens coming to them, holding them accountable in their neighborhoods and in their areas where they live. And the 10-1 can do that. And I'm a real big fan of that.